Do you currently work a 9-to-5 job that you absolutely hate? Do you wish that you could be spending your time building your own business instead of building somebody else's? Are you constantly reading about entrepreneurs that you wish you could be just like, but you're too busy wasting your time and your energy in a workplace that demands you're there for most of your life?
The difference between the overall happiness of being able to do what you enjoy versus doing something that you have to do, it's immeasurable.
I received an email from one of my subscribers that asked me to tell them my perspective on working a 9-to-5 and how that fits in with becoming what you must become. So in today's video, we're going to explore that. Let's jump right into it. The first thing that I want to start with is the value beyond the paycheck. So I think that so many people in 9-to-5s, they think that it sucks because they only make a certain amount of money and it's not worth their exchange of time. One thing that you need to look out for is the value that you can receive from your workplace that goes beyond your paycheck. There's so many people that you meet in a workplace, in an office building, in a coffee shop, in a bar, wherever it is that you work, that can be of value to you if you know maybe down the road what you want to be doing. You're basically networking day in and day out, and you get an opportunity to see people's work ethic where maybe down the line, if you want to work with someone, you have access to so many interesting people of so many different walks of life that might be able to give you a hand if required. I'll also say that if you work in a restaurant like I used to, then one of the things that you can really find is that there are hard workers and there are not hard workers. And you can really practice becoming one of those hard workers and observing the people who seriously grind day in and day out, because I'll share something with you here. People who work on their own business, or they're an executive in a company or whatever, those people that got there, they didn't get there by doing nothing. They learned how to work hard, and it looks the same in basically every business. If you're a hard worker, it's pretty much the same skills if you work in a restaurant, or if you work in a startup, or if you work in a very big business. Hard work is hard work. If you know how to get yourself up and start doing the difficult thing, that's going to pay off no matter where you go. So learn that no matter what workplace you're at, because that's something that you can basically take with you no matter what. The next thing I really wanted to bring up about working a 9-to-5 is the amount of transferable skills that you can find. Kind of playing on my last point, there's so many things with respect to interpersonal skills and soft skills that you can pick up working at somewhere like a restaurant or retail, that if you're willing to actually take the time to see how these skills can improve your own performance. So maybe that means that you're making customers happier, or your employers are noticing that you're just doing a better job because you're practicing those soft skills. You're better at talking to people. You're better at turning on that energy, turning on that smile. Those are the kinds of things that, for example, if you were to go into sales and you were to work for yourself and start selling products, it could be door to door, over the phone, over email, no matter whatever it is, then basically what you'll find is that those skills are so helpful to learn in person when you're at a 9-to-5, because the rewards are huge and the risks are nothing. There's no real risk of trying to be really happy or being like, I'm going to try and make this customer extra happy. I'm going to try and convince this customer of something. I'm going to try and have a conversation with this customer where I get some personal information out of them. There's no real risk because you're working at another workplace, somebody else's workplace. But the reward of what you can gain in terms of your own self-esteem or learning how to take these skills and then apply them to your own business later on down the road is huge. The next thing that I'll say is the role of observation and inquiry in a 9-to-5. Here's what I want you to think about. When you're working in a 9-to-5 company, you're working in a 9-to-5 job, you are working in a validated business idea. You are working in an idea that got to a point where it was able to hire employees and presumably be profitable because you're an employee working there and they're paying you. So presumably they're profitable, but you see a validated idea. Now, if you can look around and walk around and really be like, okay, what are the elements, what cogs are really turning this wheel? You're going to be able to be better and better at coming up with your own business idea because you're in the middle of one that you know you've validated works and makes money. So begin to understand how different components are connected to one another in a business, because you might see that there's one part that could be done a little bit better between this point and that point, and boom, all of a sudden you have a business, because now you can offer your existing business a service that might make this little point between A and B a little bit better. Now, the last thing I want to offer you is building a mindset of learning. Once you begin to turn these things on and you begin to recognize that where I am is a place that I can begin to learn skills and meet people and everything I've mentioned so far in this video, you begin to go into more and more situations recognizing that you have things that you can gain just simply by being there. So rather than complaining about it being a 9-to-5, get your money. It might not be as much as you're happy with right now, but get your money, but also get all of the juicy value from looking at, like I said, this validated business idea, and really understand that you are in a place where you can learn that's going to take you to the next stage if you let it. And the brain and the way the brain works is like a muscle. The more you train something, especially active learning, thinking, okay, I'm here to learn something, the more that'll just be turned on subconsciously. And you're going to pick up more things from more environments that will inevitably help you, again, with the becoming what you must become. You can build a business, you can self-improve, you can do all these things because you're used to picking up all these little bits of information, regardless of if it's environment that you want to be in or you don't really want to be in, like this 9-to-5 that you may have previously hated. Now, I know in this video I've given lots of little different tips and I've been a little bit all over the place responding to this subscriber who I got the email from, but I do just want to say that the main thing is that the 9-to-5 can be a vital stepping stone in becoming what you must become with all of these things that I've mentioned today. Don't go there every single day and complain. Recognize that there are things to learn, there are people to meet, and the money that you're making might not be a lot, but if you save it and use it properly, it will eventually be the springboard for you to start your own thing if that's what you want to do. As an action item, I'd like you to go to your 9-to-5 tomorrow or whenever your next shift is and really try and isolate the different cogs of the validated business idea and see what part touches what part and imagine a way that you can improve the efficiency from A to B or B to C. Try and do that because that will give you so many business ideas and then you're going to begin to have the wheels turning in your head that will inevitably lead you down the path that you want to go. So if you guys have anything you guys want me to discuss and just literally shoot the shit with you guys through the camera, just let me know and I'd be happy to do so. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Spencer with Must Become. Always remember that your potential is your obligation and so what you can become, you must become.